From 6 years old, all I wanted was to be famous.
Showtime. There's only one Wendy Williams.
The boss is walking, everybody.
Nobody can do it like Wendy. No one.
People love Wendy.
You are a star to all of us.
She was in her living room every single day for 12 years.
Yep, I guess that'll do.
And that's what people responded to, her authenticity. And then at the peak of her career, she was gone.
Are we ready?
Yeah, waiting on you.
All right, and away we go.
Love you, Wendy.
All I know is how to be famous. I really want to be back on television.
You're gonna be back on TV. That's easy.
My mom has done a great job making it seem like everything is okay always,
Wendy, make sure you look here. 1, 2, 3.
but in reality, there's something wrong going on.
Did you see a neurologist to find out if I'm crazy? Oh my God, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I have to sit down again.
She was put in front of a judge and given a guardian. That was when they took her away from us.
I have no money, and I'm going to tell you something. If it happens to me, it could happen to you.
As her family, we were all sitting on the sidelines watching, and she was crying out for help.
Did you drink this whole thing today?
Keep it there.
Okay.
Keep it there.
My mom,
Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams is currently back in the spotlight because of a documentary that is due out anytime now. And I don't remember by what platform. I don't remember who was producing it. But the conversation has turned to the documentary being an exploitation of her career and of her life. And her husband, along with some of her fans, have come forth and, you know, they have been pretty negative on this documentary, saying that she's been exploited because of the fact that she needs money now. She is apparently broke. She is apparently financially struggling, which, you know, you had a talk show that was in syndication for 13 years. How did you not, in that 13 years, secure a financial legacy for yourself? Well, they're saying that there are multiple people who were stealing from her over the years, and that is why she is now facing financial turmoil. I'm going to read this really quickly before I get into it. It says that it looks like Wendy Williams' ex-husband is not happy at all about her documentary that is to be released later this month. By the way, her ex-husband, whose name is Kevin Hunter, he is one of the ones who is reportedly being accused by many people, of several people, of being allegedly being one of the ones who was stolen a lot of money from her over the years, as well as having a baby on her, cheating on her, etc. I'm going to read the rest of this. According to the U.S. Sun, a source reported that Kevin Hunter Sr. is extremely disheartened by the documentary and the fact that it invokes their son, Kevin Hunter Jr. The insider says Kevin was shocked to see his ex-wife portrayed in such a negative light in the Lifetime trailer. He was also totally blindsided that their son, Kevin Jr., ended up signing on to the project after he initially said he wanted nothing to do with it. Kevin Sr. was apparently against the project from the beginning because he feels that it will tarnish the legacy that Wendy has built. He believes that Williams is still being exploited based on the behavior shown in the trailer. The source adds that Kevin Sr. dislikes that his son signed on to the documentary as well. Little Kev was repeatedly advised that it was a bad look to be involved in this project and that it was not in his best interest to have his name attached to it. Here's what I find fascinating and interesting about that. Kevin Hunter is talking about the legacy, talking about tarnishing the legacy that Wendy Williams has built. Well, what is that legacy? Let's question that. When you look at the legacy of Wendy Williams, like I said, she had a 13-year run of being nothing but petty. Let's go over it. She had a 13-year run. In that 13-year run, she was offensive. She was petty. She talked about and insulted many of the guests that she had on. I mean, we have documentation, visual documentation of guests coming onto her shows and basically getting into it with her on TV, on daytime live TV, right? But she ate all that up. She basked in the limelight of all that destruction and chaos that she was causing. All of the different negative and bad publicity that she helped put out there about different celebrities and their lives and their relationships and their marriages and their finances and what was going on with them. Whether they were depressed about it, she didn't ask them before she did it. She just did it. Wendy Williams is a person who spent years bashing, making defamatory remarks, exposing and talking about issues that she hadn't gotten clearance from any of the people that she talked about for doing. And y'all loved it. Y'all ate it up. Y'all supported her. Y'all made Wendy Williams what she was. Y'all did that. Women supported Wendy Williams. Why? Because y'all love gossip. Y'all love gossip. Y'all eat that shit up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All day long. That's all women do. They love it. If y'all can make a career out of it, like Wendy Williams did, oh my God, y'all would be heads over heels for it. Are we being real or not? Women love gossip. That is why Wendy Williams' show was ever popular in the first place. Women and gay people. It is what it is. Those are the only two types of people in this world that I can think of that loves to sit around all day long and listen to talk shows like Wendy Williams, where she sits there for an hour and a half or whatever, however long it was on, where she just sits there and gossips and defames people all day long. That's all she did. That is her legacy. That is the legacy that Kevin Hunter is talking about, that she's leaving behind. It's already tarnished. She's not looked at in a positive light. The only people that Wendy Williams is looked at in a positive light is her family and her fans. That's it. Everyone else can't stand her guts. There are plenty of stars and celebrities that cannot stand Wendy Williams. Why? Because she was defamatory in her remarks regarding them and how she handled them over the years. Reese, if I had to recall one off the top of my head, Method Man was one of them. It was a big, huge thing where he went on a whole rant about Wendy Williams, exposing and talking about his wife, who was dealing with cancer at the time. And him and his wife hadn't released that information, hadn't made that information public. Wendy Williams decided to take it upon herself to release that information to the public. Never had a conversation with him, never asked him, nothing. She just did it. Why? Because that's how Wendy Williams operated. She operated in chaos and messy bullshit. And y'all loved it. And now it seems that, the mess has finally found Wendy Williams. It seems that the mess has finally, the one thing about them tables, I tell you all the time, one thing about them tables, man, they gonna fucking turn. And when they do, you had better be ready. And when you're handled with the same grace or lack thereof that you handled to which you handle everyone else, I don't want to hear. No one wants to hear you crying about it now. No one wants to hear. I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast the other day, and they talked about this. Okay, they had a segment where they were talking about Wendy Williams. And for those of you that don't know, Wendy Williams is a friend of Joe Budden. Okay, they're close. They're friends. He considers her a friend. She considers him a friend, etc. So rightfully so, what did he do on his show? He took up for his friend, which is what I would expect any friend, anyone who calls themselves a friend to do, right? However, I'm so glad that he has the panel on that he has now, because his panel offered pushback. Ish, they both spoke up and said, well, what do you mean you don't understand how anybody could bask in her downfall? There are people basking in the downfall of Wendy Williams. Make no mistake about it. There are people that are head over heels and cannot wait to see this documentary, cannot wait to see just how broke she is, cannot wait to see just how she has been taken advantage of, because she spent years destroying lives on daytime TV. And those are the facts. She spent years destroying lives. So there are people, yes, absolutely there are people waiting to see your downfall. Yes, there are absolutely people waiting to see just how broke you are and just how much you've been taken advantage of. Because while you were out there on daytime television every single day destroying lives, your life, little did you know, was unraveling. Your life, your very own life was unraveling. And maybe, perhaps, if you had just focused a little bit more on your own life instead of the lives and the mess and the bullshit of everyone else's, then perhaps you could have held it together just a little bit better. Perhaps you could have seen that you had wolves dressed as sheep in your midst. Perhaps you could have prevented some of the money, some of the millions of dollars that was stolen from you from ever happening if you were just focused on your own life more instead of focusing on dragging everybody else's out into the public eye. That is what we have here.
She always talks about how she wants to work, but I feel as though she's worked enough.
She has people around who are yes people and allowing this to continue.
This is all too much.
No! Fine! I have no idea where we are. This doesn't look like anything familiar.
I think she's losing memory. Have you guys noticed that?
How dare him? I control men. I weigh 138.
Anybody could look at her and tell this is not just alcohol. There's something more going on.
I miss my family.
Peter, please be here.
No matter how many times somebody may fall down, you gotta lift them back up.
We all make choices in life. We all go through our challenges. She's still a person.
How you doing?
That's my sister.
There have been random people around you,
Stealing money from me.
getting money, whatever the case may be.
Enough.
Can you tell me where your sister is?
No, I don't know the exact location of where she is.
I feel like the Guardian has not done a good job of protecting my mom.
My life. My life.
Right now, she's weak and vulnerable, and she needs to be around people who aren't going to take advantage of that.
I have no friends.
You know how many people come out to support you? You know how many people love you?
No, I don't.
Everything is really good.
I know.
I think that the guardianship system is broken. We are her family, and you tell me that I'm not capable of taking care of my sister. What would you do? What should I do?
I love being famous. But family was everything. So good to see you again, Dad.
It's good to see you, baby.
Everything.
So that documentary is coming out pretty soon. I just think it's very, very interesting, and it's telling that people are willing to do whatever. Okay, they're willing to do whatever they can to become famous, to become rich, to become someone of notoriety. They're willing to destroy lives for it. They're willing to upend other people's lives and marriages and relationships and situationships and their careers. They're willing to talk down on other people and expose them and talk about their complications and everything that they're experiencing in life and all the difficulties and everything. They're willing to drag their name through the mud and they're willing to do that. And if you're willing to do that, then you got to be really, really willing to accept everything that's going to come on the back end of it. How dare you? How dare you sit there? How dare you sit there and try to have someone have pity for you and talk about how you don't have no friends? No, of course you don't have any friends. Why? Because who would want to be friends with that? I don't want to be connected to somebody that's destroying lives on a daily basis. Why? Because when that whirlwind comes back around, I don't want to be anywhere in the vicinity of it. Wendy Williams has destroyed lives. Wendy Williams is a person who lived through daytime television. She lived for drama. She lived for the expose. She lived for dragging names. She lived for the dirt. And when you live your life that way, then you got to be ready for everything that comes on the back end of it. Now the question is, was it all worth it? Because now look at you. Now you're the one that's being drugged. You're the one whose name is in the spotlight. You're the one who is not being looked at in such a great light, and now you want grace. I remember it was so bad, okay? I remember Wendy Williams being even such a bad host and bad boss on her show that they were saying that there were people that her entire staff, her own staff that worked with her on the Wendy Williams show, they were ecstatic when she was out sick and other people had to step in. They said it was like being on vacation at work because she was known around there as such a tyrant. Everybody had to walk on eggshells. Who wants that kind of boss? That is not telling of somebody who was great. That is not telling of somebody who is kind. That's a menace. That's a tyrant. She was a tyrant on her job. That's what they said. Not my words. Those are her own employees' words. When other talk show hosts had to come in and step in and stand in for Wendy Williams when she was out, they said it was the greatest thing in the world. Greatest thing in the world. Because when she was there, she was a monster behind the scenes. From day to day, between her and her husband, Kevin Hunter, you didn't know what you was getting. That's what they said. Let me see if I can find the interview with her and... Not her. Let me see if I can find the Method Man interview.
Like that, right?
Yeah, she was sick.
Is she alright now?
I'd like to thank Wendy Williams for bringing that to the masses because she didn't have to go on the radio and say that shit. I like to keep stuff like that private, but yeah, she was sick.
But everything's alright now. Alright.
Better than what it was.
Well, then that's what's up.
That's what's better than what it was.
That's what's up, man. I know all of us go through it, man.
I be feeling like, yo, that ain't nobody fucking business right there, though. I'm sorry, that's just how I feel about it and shit. That's her business. She didn't want anybody to know about it. You know what I'm saying? And I respected her wishes right there. So for the media to bring that and put that shit out there like that, I think that shit is mad tacky and disrespectful.
Yeah, we won't even run that, man. So don't even worry.
No, y'all can run that. I want that to be ran. I'm talking about as far as the way it was done in the beginning, because she's past all that now. But when it was going on and all that, and people, it was done by. I'm gonna give you. Wendy Williams did it. All right, her. She's the one that did it. You can attack me any way you want to. I'm in the entertainment business, but you don't attack my family, man. My wife ain't had nothing to do with that, man. Had all nothing to do with that. She did not have to do that. Her family members didn't even know she was sick. We still live in our same community where we used to live at. The people that lived around us didn't know she was sick till you said that shit. And everybody looking at her, staring at her. You know how uncomfortable that makes somebody feel, especially somebody that's going through chemo? Stupid ass bitch. It's bad enough she didn't have her hair on her head. You think she wants people staring at her, pointing at her, talking about how sick she is? Nobody knew anything until Wendy Williams said that shit.
She doesn't want a lot of fans, man.
She doesn't have any fans, and the people that listen to her are just as fucking dumb. Because the bitch is an idiot, man. She's a fucking idiot, man. It's like she can say whatever she want to say about me. I never call up there for shit. She can say whatever she want to say. But you don't attack my fucking family, man. You gotta be out your fucking mind, lady. For real, you gotta be out your motherfucking mind, man. I ain't no regular okie doke nigga, man. I ain't no insane Justin Timberlake ass nigga, man. Come from Park Hill, Staten Island, Park Hill, nigga. You been on my block, you know where I'm from. You been on my block, you fucking them little niggas around there. Think I don't know, snip and blow, sucking these niggas off and shit, I know. However you want to do it, Wendy, but me, I'm not going to do it verbally. I'm not going to come on your little show and try and bark on you and shit like that. Nah, man, I'm a street nigga. You see me.
Then this is why I handle people the way I handle them. No one can come to you and tell you that I've never handled them with grace. And this is why. Because I believe that the things that you do and the seeds that you sow in this life, before you are done, before your time is up here, it's going to come back. And there's going to be a time where you have to face it. And guess what you're going to want? You're going to want the one thing that you didn't give. You're going to want the one thing that you didn't provide. You're going to want the one thing that you didn't extend. Grace. I'll see y'all in the next video.
what's happening?